give Chris at least 15 to 20 minutes. So Chris, take us on the journey of what is this called? Swedish.
Yeah. Okay. So Misha, thank you so much, and I welcome everybody. I'm going to talk about death cleaning. It's the same, which is the same as decluttering. I'll explain that in a minute. I want to start by saying, like most people, I've suffered from clutter all my life, and I know how hard it is to declutter. It's not easy. Clutter makes me feel overwhelmed and stressed. The more clutter I have, the less happier I am. And as you all know, decluttering or death cleaning means sifting through stuff and tossing out what is no longer needed. It's the process of getting rid of junk and excess possessions. Only useful and meaningful things are left. So now you might be here. You might be here today because for any number of reasons. Perhaps you're downsizing, but perhaps it's time to simplify your life. Perhaps the stress from your clutter is making you physically sick. Perhaps the clutter is causing friction in your relationships. Perhaps your home is uncomfortably crowded. Perhaps you don't want to burden your survivors, your loved ones, with a big mess when you die. Or maybe guests are coming and coming to stay, and you're embarrassed by the cluttered state of your home. Whatever prompted you to be drawn to this talk today, I hope you'll find one or two things in my talk that will resonate and help you get started. I encourage you to have a paper and pencil handy so you can make notes of things that you think you might like to do. So get ready to capture if you got an idea comes into your head, something you want to do, note it down. Don't let it disappear. But you don't have to write down what I'm saying because I'm going to send you through Janet. And Misha, I'm going to send you my prepared remarks, which are far more extensive than the time I have to orally talk to you this morning. So look out. So Janet, I'm going to send you my talk, my prepared remarks, and if you could please send it on to everybody. And please, everybody, take a look at that. That's your homework. Take a look at my prepared remarks because they contain a lot more information on how to death clean, how to declutter. Okay, so as I say, decluttering aims to create a home filled with purpose, comfort, and relaxation, giving us more time to spend on what really matters to us, our relationships and projects that give our lives meaning and purpose. Tolerance for clutter. I want to acknowledge this. Tolerance for clutter is on a spectrum. And we all fall into different places on that spectrum. What strikes one person as intolerable clutter might seem acceptable to another. We're all different and must be patient with each other and respectful. Okay, so eliminating clutter puts us in control, brings better focus to our lives, and makes it easier to be organized. Everything we own, this is important, everything we own should have a home in our house or apartment where we can always find it. That's important. Okay, this means that if we're looking for the TV remote, if we're looking for a memo, if we're looking for a wallet, if we're looking for the grocery list, if we're looking for the vacuum, a screwdriver, a letter from a friend, we know where it is because it has a home, and we can find it with little effort. This is very important. Death cleaning is another word, as I've already mentioned, for decluttering. It means that after our death, our loved ones don't have to spend weeks, months, or even years being angry and irritated at us for leaving a mess. We don't want that to happen. We want them to grieve for us, not to be angry at us for leaving a crowded house. So decluttering and death cleaning is an act of kindness. It's an act of kindness and generosity to those we leave behind when we die. It's a loving gift to die with our attic, our garage, our basement, our bookshelves, our closets, and so on, having them all organized or cleared out. The brutal truth is that our children or nieces or nephews or probably won't want our furniture. They won't want our fancy china. They won't want our antique paintings. If you're holding on to items to pass on to the next generation, ask your heirs if they want them. And be prepared for them to say no and be gracious if they do. They will likely want small things that carry emotional value, such as select pieces of jewelry or a poignant handwritten letter from a grandfather. Now, I have much more to say, but let me quickly pause. Any questions? Let me look in the chat. Okay. Well, hang on. Let me see. Any questions here? Okay. Good. Okay.
Chris,
Okay.
skip all the COVID questions. I'll
Yeah.
put that
Yes, yeah, of course, of course. Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm not seeing any immediate questions there, but please put questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer questions. And perhaps Janice, please put my email in the chat, christopher.n.palmer@gmail.com, because some of you may have questions that you're too embarrassed to raise in the public forum. It's being recorded, so feel free to write to me off the line, and I will help you.
Chris,
Yes.
there's a question down at the bottom. How would you adopt this for someone who is already approaching death due to a serious illness?
It's a Randall. Thank you for that question. It's a very difficult, because if someone is approaching death, that means they might be cognitively impaired. It might mean they're likely to be physically impaired, obviously, and so they don't have the energy. I had lunch with a friend of mine who has an electric typewriter on the top floor, but he's too frail to bring it down. He wants to get rid of it, but he doesn't know how to do it because he can't carry it. It's too heavy. So it's very hard to do. Don't make that mistake. Don't wait. Don't wait till you're near death. I mean, do it when you've got vigor and strength. Don't wait till you clear things out, because what you don't want is some strong, bulk, muscly man coming in with a green bag and just throwing everything in there. Arbitrarily. You want to have more control over of your belongings. So I don't know. If you have a serious illness and you're approaching death, I don't know. It's too late. Because you don't have the strength to clear out your house, and that's a terrible situation to leave your kids in. So I don't have a good answer, Randall. I don't have a good answer to that excellent question. Jennifer says even middle-aged kids don't want anything except some weird items you never would anticipate. Jennifer, thank you. Very, very good point. So keep putting points in there, please. Now, the number one obstacle, it is 2:23. The number one obstacle to death cleaning and decluttering is procrastination, putting it off. Just thinking about your closets, attic, laundry room, garage, or office, and the amount of stuff in them can trigger intense feelings of overwhelm and stress that result in procrastination. So how do you declutter? How do you death clean when you don't feel like doing it, when you're procrastinating? So here are 3 ideas. Number 1, visualize the result. Close your eyes. Visualize your home without the clutter and junk, and feel viscerally how pleasant and joyful you find it. Number 2, remember the why. Remember, Viktor Frankl wrote in his famous book, Man's Search for Meaning, we can endure almost anything if we have a why. So remember the why. And third, death clean in increments. Break the task into small, manageable segments. Now, the first 2, visualize the result and remember the why, are pretty obvious. So let's focus on the third, death cleaning in increments and breaking the task into smaller, manageable segments. You don't have to death clean all at once. You can accomplish it over some months or even years, a little bit at a time. This is the way to do it. Perhaps start with the garage, then tackle clothes, followed by books, and so on. In this way, you can slowly but steadily death clean your home. Decluttering can be done in spurts, several times a week, 5 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and an occasional hour now and then. So declutter, one drawer, one drawer, one shelf or cabinet at a time to avoid being overwhelmed. To segment, break the job up, and make it a fun and pleasant experience. Put on music and enjoy the memories and celebrate small victories as you go along. When you declutter your first drawer, make yourself a cup of tea, call a friend, go for a walk, reward yourself. So declutter in stages by breaking the task into small, manageable segments. You can start with relatively easy stuff like clothes and end with harder stuff like sentimental items and photos. Another way to beat procrastination is to put decluttering on your calendar, just like an exercise class or a doctor's appointment. If you set aside time by making an appointment with yourself and setting a phone alarm reminder, you're more likely to follow through. Also, get a buddy, or have a friend or a spouse help you for an hour or two. Another way to get started is to use stickers to mark the items in a room like this. These stickers like this. Red stickers mean to toss. Green means to keep. And yellow means to donate. Put all the things with red stickers in a box and set them aside for 6 months to see if you miss them. If not, discard them. Another way to get started is to set a timer. Get a timer like this, a clock, little timer like this, and set it for 15 minutes and check. And in that 15 minutes, race to check all the items in your bathroom and kitchen, including makeup, toiletries, pantry items, and your medicine cabinet that are expired. Dump them. Medications, of course, need to be discarded responsibly. But if all those ways to overcome procrastination don't work, reach out for help. Many services have emerged to declutter houses. I'm going to send you some I'm going to send, not in my talk today, but I'm going to send you some other handouts, which will give you lots of leads for these services. Many services have emerged to declutter houses, like from clutter busters to professional organizers like Potomac Concierge, to firms affiliated with real estate companies that help people downsize from homes to condos and assisted living. Okay, I have much more to say, but let me quickly check. Okay, so Randall, maybe get others, even if you have to pay to help do a quick decline. Good idea, Randall. Good idea. Rushner, at what stage should one start decluttering, death cleaning? Today, now, Rushner. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. Just do a little a day. So, what age you start decluttering, death cleaning? Right away. I mean, no reason to. You don't put it. Death and dying not in our control unless one is suffering from a terminal illness. Okay, so I've written a whole book about this, achieving a good death body. There's a whole chapter in here on death cleaning. This book is very helpful dealing with this question. And it is, we have more control over than you think. Don't forget, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the same day, 50 years, July the 4th, 1826, 50 years after the Declaration of Independence. We have more control than you think. Okay, that's a subject for another time. Okay, so Jeanette answers Randall, I would suggest hiring a person who specializes in decluttering like a professional organizer. There are lots of them in the DVD. Yes, and I'll send you some leads on that. Good, thank you. Denise, part of the problem is the remembering. Going down memory lane takes a while, and one finds the day has. Yeah, and enjoy it. I mean, that's one of the feedback. Put on music, get a cup of tea, and so on. But also enjoy the memories as you pick up each item. Just wallow in the memories, enjoy them. If it's a sentimental item, take a picture, because the memories are not in the object; they're in the mind, and a photo can help you do that. So you don't have to keep everything, But Denise, thanks for that study. Stephanie Covell, suggestions on how to help someone living with Alzheimer's navigate the decluttering. But that's Alzheimer's is a horrific disease, can last 14 years, and so my answer to this, Stephanie, is to do it when they have mild Alzheimer's, mild dementia. Don't wait till they have moderate dementia, not obviously advanced dementia when their mind is gone. So to start early, start today. That's the thing to do. But someone with mild dementia still has mental capacity, cognitive capacity, and they can help and even enjoy it. Okay, so let me quickly go on. So how do we? It is 2:30. How do we declutter our homes or apartments? How do we do this? So here's my 8-part process. You don't worry about taking notes. You can find you'll get my prepared remarks, which are enormously detailed. So you'll find it very helpful. But let me just quickly say, here's my 8-part process. Number 1, start. This is so obvious, but so people forget it. Start by clearing out the trash. Oh my gosh. Remove trash. That's so important. Number 1. Number 2, choose a small area to organize, like a drawer. Just start with a small area, or even a segment in that drawer. Create 3 piles. 3 piles. Keep, donate, and toss. With each item you're considering, decide which pile it goes in. Meaningful things stay. Things that are meaningful stay. Useful items no longer wanted are donated, and useless stuff goes in the trash or recycle. Number 4, find a specific home. I've mentioned this already. I want to mention it again. Find a specific home for everything you intend to keep. For example, a small drawer for your keys and wallet. I'm just amazed how people dump their keys and wallets anywhere. No, don't do that. Put your keys and wallet in one specific, highly specific place. You always know where it is, so you don't have to do that whole thing. Oh, where are my keys? Where I've lost my keys. No, don't fill your life with crap like that. Put your wallet and keys in a set place where you know where they are always. Okay. So find a specific home for everything you tend to keep. Okay, number 5, group similar items together so you always know where to find them. For example, store all cans of soup in the same place. Don't have them spread out. Organize your belongings so that like objects live together. Not most of them, but all of them. That means keeping all your tools in a toolbox and not leaving a stray screwdriver in the kitchen. Look, let's not be dogmatic. Yes, so you may want to leave a screwdriver on the 3rd floor because it's easier to reach. So that's fine. So I don't want to be dogmatic about it, but generally, I'm talking generally, keep your tools all in the same place. Keep light things together. Okay, number 6. If you buy something, try to eliminate something else to limit items coming into your house. 1 in, 1 out. Okay, number 7. If you're tempted to overlook a particular box or corner of a room, think how relieved you will feel when that box or stack of paper is processed, reduced, or even eliminated instead of claiming precious space in your life. Number 8. Use clear containers. So you can see what's inside them, and drawer dividers like here's a drawer divider. They're so useful. These drawer dividers, you can get them easily on Amazon. But these are ways of keeping drawers organized. I don't know how well you can see, but this is, whoa, wait a minute. Can you see? Wait a minute. Okay, so look, can you see this in my drawer? Can you see this? See that? No, can you see it? Yeah, my drawer. Oh, can you see that? Not very. Whoa, not very easy. But look at my drawer. Look, see that? See how can you see that? How organized that is? Okay, I'm not sure that's working. I just wanted to show you. Okay, so let me quickly pause. Let me quickly pause for questions. Let's see. Okay. Okay, hell, Catherine Ryan, that's swooped. Okay, very good. Jennifer, thanks. That's a great leaf. Every, write that down. That is good. Randall, Oh yes, they're not cheap. No, you have to pay for it. Okay, I just see any more questions there. Now, what I want to do now is people keep putting questions in the chat or anybody had any questions. Whoa, you can't see me. Sorry. Okay, sorry. There we go. Okay, so now what I would do if I had more time, what I would do is focus on specific areas and topics, but they are in my prepared remarks. So when you get my talk, you can, if you're concerned about your kitchen or your study, piles of paper or photographs, you have a particular area that you're concerned about, you can look at my talk and get guidance on it. So what I would, if I had more time, what I would normally do is focus now on things like clothes, how to handle clothes, kitchens, mail, photos, sentimental possessions, papers, and so on. I've got a section in my talk on how to avoid children quarreling over what things they want in your estate. Incredibly important not to let that happen, and how to maintain a clutter-free home. So, but because we're short of time, I'm going to jump over a bunch of pages and go to the end of my talk. I want to end by talking about how to maintain a clutter-free home. Maintain it. So maintaining a clutter-free home is not just about tidying up occasionally. It's a continuous process that involves changing your mindset and developing good habits. So here are some points to keep in mind. Number one, obviously start with a decluttering session. Before you can maintain a clutter-free home, you need to declutter your space. So go through every room in your house and assess what you need and use. Be ruthless in eliminating items you haven't used in the past year and no longer serve a purpose. Okay, number two, mentioned this already, I'll say it again, 1 in, 1 out rule. Whenever you bring a new item into your home, I said this already, I'm saying it again, make it a rule to remove an old one. This will help prevent new clutter from accumulating. Number three, designate, I've mentioned this before, I mentioned it again because it's so important, designate a place or home for everything. Every item in your house should have a designated home. This makes it easier to put things away and reduces the likelihood of items ending up in random places. Number four, do a nightly tidy up. All of you, try and do this tonight. Before you go to bed, just tidy up the house a bit. Take 10 minutes or less each evening to return items to their proper place. This small habit can make a big difference in maintaining a clutter-free home. Number five, regular maintenance. Set aside a specific time each day or week. You might even want to put it on your calendar for a quick decluttering session. Spend 5, 10, 15 minutes tidying up and returning things to their designated homes. Number six, use storage solutions. Invest in storage solutions that help you keep things organized. This can include shelves, cabinets, bins, and drawer dividers. Make sure these solutions fit your space and are easy to use. And let me repeat a fundamental issue. Get out, remove trash and garbage before you organize. Getting rid of trash comes before getting organized. Number seven, digitize paperwork. Minimize paper clutter by digitizing important documents. Scan receipts, bills, and paperwork and store them digitally. This reduces physical clutter and makes it easier to find what you need. Number eight, practice the one-touch rule. You've all read about this in productivity books. Practice the one-touch rule. When you pick up an item, make a decision about it right away. Either put it back where it belongs or discard it. Avoid the procrastination mindset. Oh, I'll deal with that later. Don't do that. Make a decision. Get rid of it or put it back where it belongs. Number nine, start a donation station. This is a very good idea. Get an old laundry basket and put it somewhere in your bedroom and have it. It's where you put things to be recycled. So when you see a shirt you haven't worn, instead of just leaving it hanging up in your closet, take it out, put it in that basket, because then you start accumulating things to give away. So start a donation station or a basket. Designate a spot in your home or your bedroom or somewhere for items that are to be donated. If you find something you no longer need or want, add it to the station or to the basket and regularly visit a local charity. Number 10, be mindful of sentimental items. As we discussed, sentimental items can be challenging to declutter. Instead of keeping everything, select a few items with the most meaning and display them prominently. Consider taking photos, I mentioned this before, consider taking photos of sentimental items before letting them go. Number 11, involve the whole family. Involve the whole family. If you share your home with others, involve them in decluttering if you can. Encourage family members to adopt the same decluttering habits and keep common areas clutter-free. But I said before, we're on different points in the spectrum, and we need to be gentle and respectful to people who have different standards than our own. But at least in your own home, you can on your own areas, you can keep organized. Number 12, regularly purge your wardrobe. Keep your wardrobe in check by periodically going through your clothes. You know, right now I have 7 suits. That is, I'm 78. I have 7 suits. That is ridiculous. I don't need 7 suits, you know. And I've got about 35 shirts. This is ridiculous. I don't need 35 shirts. I need to get rid of them. So purge your wardrobe, and I need to do that. I'm talking to myself here. I need to do that. So if you haven't worn an item in the past year, consider donating it or selling it. And finally, number 13, seek professional help if needed. I discussed this answering a question a minute ago. If you struggle with decluttering or have a hoarding tendency, consider seeking the help of a professional organizer or a therapist to address the underlying issues. Let me quickly look at the questions because it is 2:40 and I've got a tennis match starting in 20 minutes, so I need to rush. Okay, so I may need, okay. And then Jennifer, what do you suggest when you have too many of a particular kind of thing, but each item has something in its favor? Yeah, that's a challenge. That's a challenge, Jennifer. So feel free. I can work with you on that. So write to me. Did you put my email address in the Janet? Did you put my email address in the? I didn't see it. Janet, please put my email address for everybody in the chat, please. Christopher.n.palmer@gmail.com. Thank you, Janet. Okay, and so let me just finish by saying I asked you all to remember that maintaining a clutter-free home is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. By implementing these strategies, the ones I've just mentioned, and making them a part of your daily routine, you can create and sustain a clutter-free living space that promotes a sense of calm and well-being. So I'll send you my talk through Janet. I'll send you my talk. Thanks, Janet. I see you put my email address in. Thanks, Janet, very much. I'll send you my talk. I'll send it to Janet, and Janet will send it on to all of you. So you have it for reference. There's a lot more detail in my prepared remarks than I've had a chance to say today. So you'll find it very, very helpful. It contains much more than I had time, as I said, to cover today. So please look at it. I'll also send you 2 handouts on decluttering. And so let me end by saying that the goal with decluttering and death cleaning is to discover what you have that is of real and enduring value. It isn't to create a spotless or perfect home. No, that is not what we're after at all. But we want a home that's filled with warmth, with purpose, with meaning, and with peace. That is the point of decluttering and death cleaning. Not neatness for neatness sake, not spotless or anything like that. No, it's a home where you can pursue what matters most to you. Thank you all so much for paying attention and sorry to be right, Misha. I'm going to run to my tennis match, but thank you so much for having me. Thank you all so much for listening so attentively. Thank you for those great questions. You've got my email. Feel write to me if you have a question that I help with. My website, chrispalmeronline.com. Janet, you might put that in the email in the chat as well. chrispalmeronline.com. Lots of free handouts there. Help yourselves, including on death cleaning and and decluttering. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Misha, it's an honor to
Thank you.
be
Thank
here.
you, Chris.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here with you. I'm so grateful to you and Janet, and I'm so grateful to Alyssa Parker for introducing me to you a few years ago. It's been a wonderful relationship. I'm so grateful for you having me, and I will bid you all farewell. Thanks so much, everybody.